Let's take a look at a sample day of training for this range of motion individualized programming client. You can see that we begin every day's training with some pre-exercise dynamic movements. These are basically designed to start to move the body through the ranges that are going to be required in the session and the movements they will be completing that day. Again, you can see a range of videos here with this, which will allow the individual to ensure that they're doing the correct movements. Then into pre-exercise mobilization work. Again, you can see some video examples here of what the individual will be doing. Pre-exercise mobilization, basically allowing them to start to get into some of the positions where they may be limited by tightness. From there, pre-exercise activation work to turn on any of those muscles that maybe aren't doing what they should. The individual will then build to working weights for that session. From there, we move onto our training for the day. And you can see this individual today has some of our work capacity testing. This is one of 4 tests we use for work capacity. This particular 20-minute test that you can see tests their oxidative energy system, their aerobic capacity, and also their aerobic and lactate thresholds. Moving then on to an absolute strength session. This is focusing on eccentric training, that slow negative phase of a lift for a bench pull, a front squat, a bench press, and a deadlift. So those 4 primary movement types that we can see the body perform with external loaded weight. For each of the sessions that we program, we do provide very detailed session notes. Session notes here, for example, you can see talking about this session, some of the programming science, the intent and the reasoning behind what we do, health and body composition benefits, the performance benefits of that session, the strategy of the session, how it should feel, scaling guidelines, and some common mistakes. Now back to the programming itself. The final piece of training for the day is their relative stamina session. A relative stamina session is basically improving their ability to perform high repetitions of body weight type movements, which has a raft of health benefits as well. You can see there are static holds in this session, isometric static holds for both an L-sit and a chest to bar row hold. From there, the individual will move on to what we term an EIP, Exercise Improvement Program. This is a series of very short 5-minute sessions that we program for our clients to improve movements that they want to focus on, or maybe they have a particular weakness in. From that point into post-exercise stabilization work to start to make sure that any movements that we've seen during the session which are causing movement problems, which may be indicative of some underlying weakness or imbalance in the body, we can start to correct. Again, with a very comprehensive video library here of how to complete these stabilization exercises. And finally, after that stabilization work, moving on to post-exercise mobilization work, post-exercise mobilization, again to release some of those tight structures that we found during the session.